I can't read this. What is going on, crypto fam and the sinners of Sin City? What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. My name is David. I'll be one of your hosts today. And today, like every day, we're coming at you live from our studio here in Las Vegas, Nevada with our daily live show. Guys, it's official. FTX has declared bankruptcy. BlockFi has declared bankruptcy. We have some info on who might be next, possibly. The contagion is far from over. We're going to cover everything. There is literally so much to talk about. My head was spinning. Before we get into the content, real quick, introduce you to your other co-host, Big Rob. Hello.
Hola! It's your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, this is an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, boring, and used to be stale information and package it up in a fun and sexy way. Also, here at Sin City Crypto, we look at the crashing prices of cryptocurrency as platforms go under. As you mentioned, lots of uncertainty in the market. If you are here and you are scared, I feel your pain, bro. I feel your pain, but everything we find. Crypto will not break. Only the bad actors and custodial agents and these shady exchanges.
The wolves in sheep's clothing.
The wolves in sheep clothing. Those, you know what? Those will always be here. There's always going to be scams. There's always going to be rich people looking to acquire more money in the most deceitful way possible. And you know what? We're going to start out with, your boy Sam Bankman-Fried. He had some interviews where he would pull up in a Corolla. Did you ever see that interview?
No.
The whole narrative was like, hey, I'm a normal guy. He's got like some busted ass flip-flops on. He pulls up in a Corolla and he's like, I want to donate all of my wealth away. I don't want to live this lavish lifestyle. That's not who I am. And lo and behold, this man's got a $35 million mansion in the Bahamas where him and 10 of his close buddies all share. And these are all some of the closest people at the FTX.
I hear they share more than rooms.
Yeah, they share rooms and
bodily fluids.
Yeah, that too. It's like one of those creepy rich parties. You ever seen like some of those
Jeffrey Epstein style parties?
Yeah, like those where like the rich guys who wear like the mask with the beak on it. You know?
Movie. Guys, real quick before we move on, today's Veterans Day. I just want to give a shout out to all of our veterans. I know we have a lot of people here that served in the military. I know Robin comes from a military family. We appreciate everything you guys do. So thank you guys so much. And a huge shout out from us here at Sin City Crypto.
Yeah, I do want to, I know he's not watching, but maybe he'll just get my vibes. But or maybe he is watching. To my dad, 20 years retired in the Navy. Awesome. He's got a lot of health issues that took a toll on him. You know what I mean? And I won't get into details. So.
Sacrifice these courageous people make.
Yeah, man. And I wouldn't be here. We had a nice house growing up. Got to travel the world. So much positives you can take away from the time that he spent in the military, and so much that he learned, I learned, our family gained from it. So hats off to you, Mr. Klein. You know what my dad's nickname is?
Big Rob.
No. So my last name's Klein.
All right.
My dad's obviously his last name's Klein.
PK.
His nickname was Klinger. I don't know why.
Stage 5 or stage 2?
So they would like Klinger.
That's funny.
All right, guys. So a lot to unpack today. David has got a multitude of tabs open, and we have no shortage of articles. Let's get the likes going on up in here.
Whoa! First in the chat, let's get some.
Let's get the likes going on. Do you think we'll break 1,000 viewers today? I got a suspicion.
We better.
All right, so we're gonna set the club limit at 1,000. Is that ambitious or what?
That's ambitious, but I like it.
All right.
Good.
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't want to celebrate because everybody's down. But if we get to 1,000, we can't help but to celebrate. Okay. So right now we're at less than 50% of the viewers have hit the like button. So let's hit the like button. HP first in the chat. Hola! And then
He wants an air hug. Can you give him an
air hug? All right. And then we see the usual players in here. We don't have time to go through them all. No disrespect, but I do see Why You Loud Gang and HP and Broke Yoshi. All the normal players in here. And then I'll periodically pick a few names and just drop olas later. If you are new here, drop an ola and then drop one back at you. Now, all right, David.
All right.
Let's get
the show on the
this
road.
thing going,
All right,
man. I got a lawnmower. I just hit the prime button. I hit that red little dot thingy a bunch of times. I'm pulling the cord. Let's go.
All right. So you guys, you remember Sam Bankman-Fried tweeted, guys, FTX US is separate. It's backed 1-to-1, fully functional. Withdrawals are open. Bullshit. He lied. This is his tweet from today, this morning. Hi all, today I filed FTX, FTX US, and Alameda for voluntary Chapter 11 bankruptcy proceedings in the United States. Goes on to say, sorry again, BS. This doesn't necessarily have to mean the end for companies or their ability to provide value and can be consistent with other routes. Ultimately, I'm optimistic that Mr. Ray, which by the way, John J. Ray has taken over as CEO of FTX. He will be overseeing everything and the liquidations for FTX, FTX US, and all the companies. And he also was a cleanup guy for Enron. And I believe either Bernie Madoff or Lehman Brothers, one of those. So he's all used to the scams, right? People out there and liquidating. Not sure his track record. Didn't have enough time to dig into this guy, but if anyone knows any info about John J. Ray, please feel free to throw it in the chat. We will definitely highlight it, and we will definitely give you the credit you deserve. He goes on to say, I'm going to work on giving clarity ASAP. I'm going to work on, I'm piecing together all the details, but I was shocked to see things unravel. Yeah, okay. I will soon write up a more complete post on the play-by-play, but I want to make sure I get it right when I do it right. So there you have it. And then this is the official letter. FTX Trading announced today that its services, Alameda Research, and approximately 130 additional affiliated companies have commenced voluntary proceedings under Chapter 11. John J. Ray has been appointed Chief Executive Officer of the FTX Group. Many employees of the FTX Group are expected to continue with them and assist Mr. Ray in the operations. And let's see. This was Alameda's balance sheet, but we'll get to that in a second. So.
Now we are trying to unpack what is rumor, what is real. But you know what? Why not talk about the rumors too? Or talk about what could possibly be rumors? Because, hey, it could possibly be real. So take it with a grain of salt. No fact checking here. Real quick. Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested at the Bahamas airport. So crypto community is buzzing with rumors that Sam Bankman-Fried has been arrested on the runway at the Bahamas airport. Accordingly, these are rumors that FTX employees that are selling their assets. There are a couple corresponding tweets here. There's some people are saying it might be photoshopped. I mean, I don't know, but they do have the private jet. Here it says this private jet has been grounded for 40 minutes on the route to Miami. Could this be true? I don't know. There you go. David?
Yeah. Okay. So all the companies that declared bankruptcy, it was all FTX companies, right? FTX, Alameda, they had a bunch of companies. Where are we at? Okay, so a lot of resignations happening. Okay, let's start here. FTX's head of institutional sales resigned, says the team was completely in the dark about the insolvency. Zach Tackett, head of the institutional sales at FTX, resigned on November 8th. These next two are quotes from him. Foremost, I would like to make it abundantly clear that the VIP team was left completely in the dark and were in no way aware that FTX was insolvent or that customer assets were at any point not backed one-to-one. I wanted to make sure clients didn't hold ill will towards my team for telling them things are fine when they were also completely in the dark. they were also fooled. You also had their foundation's future fund team resigning, condemning the exchange's behavior. This is a quote. "We were shocked and immensely saddened to learn of the recent events at FTX. We are now unable to perform our work or process grants, and we have fundamental questions about the legitimacy and integrity of the business operations that were funding the FTX Foundation and the Futures Fund." I'm going to stop there. So do you remember, Rob, SBF sat down, did an interview, and people laughed and said, "Oh, it kind of sounds like he's talking about a Ponzi scheme," but everyone kind of brushed it off. Do you remember that interview?
Not particularly.
In the chat, do you guys remember that interview? Everyone kind of laughed it off, like, "Oh, it sounds like he's talking about a Ponzi scheme." Haha. Well, all along, he was talking about a Ponzi scheme, his Ponzi scheme. And so, are you surprised how fast everything's unfolding? We'll get into BlockFi here in a second. We'll get into what are some of the other companies that could possibly be in trouble. And by the way, guys, okay, we are not trying to spread FUD. But if we have to spread FUD in order to get you to realize nothing right now on anything that's custodial or centralized is safe, then that's what we're going to do. Literally every single token, project, money you have on an exchange, please, 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 please take it off. Buy a ledger. It's worth the money, I promise. If you don't know how to set it up, I will personally commit to helping people set up their ledger wallets or answer any questions you have. That is my commitment to you as our community. I will do that for you. It's so simple, but I will walk you through it. It is so worth it, guys. You can sleep well at night. Like, please, okay? So I'll stop there. Are you surprised at how fast this thing unraveled? I mean, FTX US supposedly was fine. 6 hours later, they had a banner on their website saying...
Well, we all knew. I mean, me and you knew. There was zero chance FTX, parent company, the international exchange, was going to file for bankruptcy, and that FTX.US was going to just proceed as normal, right? I mean, just at face value, the brand is tarnished and done. And so anyone with any significant amount of value on the exchange is going to be withdrawing. And that is why when you say, like, are you surprised how fast this happened? It happens fast for the simple fact that you have a bank run. You have the retail and also institutions exiting their position. And if you don't have the capital on the back end, then you're not going to be able to fulfill the withdrawals. And it's that simple. So if FTX.US, if they're 100% backed 1-to-1, do you think FTX.US was backed 1-to-1, David?
Hell no.
So there you go. And so, you know, that it's not going to fall too far from the parent company. Parent company doesn't have assets backed 1-to-1. Why the hell would their US version would? Not to mention, if they are buttoned up and there's value there and you're filing for bankruptcy, yeah, you would assume that the judicial system that takes care of bankruptcy, the litigators are going to siphon any value from other companies that are tied to FTX, right? And so even if there wasn't a bank run, even if they had books completely tightened up, FTX.US was done anyways. And so, yeah, man, this is interesting. I want to know, what does the chat think? Like, what's going on here? You guys are a little quiet today. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on. I figured there'd be a lot of people in here with things to say. Are you scared? Are you freaking out? Did you lose any money? Did you get out right before? You kind of just staying on the sidelines. What do you guys think of Sam Bankman-Fried? Yeah. All right, David, what else we got?
I'm scared.
Rocco, you scared?
I'm scared.
Scared of what?
I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I'm not scared that crypto won't, you know, I'm not at all concerned that crypto is going to go somewhere, you know, disappear or be destroyed or never come back, or Bitcoin's done. And that I don't subscribe to that idea. You know, this is technology that's going to replace the old and stale financial systems that we have, and also the technology. And
No, I'm more
we
scared
are
about-
taking a step back, though, right? We are taking a step back, and
Guys, this is far from over.
Yeah,
far
I'm
from
scared of
over.
what about to come next. So that's what I'm scared about.
We have we did some research. We have some ideas who might be possibly next, right? Please, if we've learned anything, do not trust what these people say. If they come out on Twitter and say your funds are safe, don't trust them. If they come out and say we're back to 1-to-1, don't trust them. Don't trust anyone right now. Don't even trust us if you don't want to. Go do your own research. But we have nothing to gain from lying to you guys or bringing you information. Zero. No one's paying us anything, right? We just care about our community, so we want to bring everything to the forefront, okay? BlockFi went under. Nexo might be in trouble. So if you have money on Nexo, pull it out. There's here's what you guys got to understand. Even if a company is okay, right? And they're not doing anything illegal, they're probably running on a fractional banking system. That is how they can afford to pay you 18, 20% interest. And someone put this out on Twitter. If a company is paying interest more than what the industry standard is, they got to be taking risk. Okay? And so even if the company is okay, it doesn't mean that people aren't going to freak out and say, better safe than sorry. And then you get a bank run and then people get exposed and companies get exposed. And maybe they had a line of credit with another company to fill in the back end of withdrawals. And maybe that company now, with everything going on, is going to be like, no, we're closing our books for the time being. Then what? Then a company that was perfectly fine now goes insolvent. And so it's a contagion effect of what is going on with FTX.
So you remember when Voyager went under? When Voyager went under, it came to light that FTX had borrowed $250 million. And now let's think about this. How much money has FTX borrowed from other people? They borrowed from Voyager, and I know for a fact that is not the only company they borrowed money from.
Yeah, 100%.
So, how many companies did FTX borrow hundreds of millions of dollars from? What are the companies? Because those companies aren't getting any money back. And if you were operating solely in the crypto environment or predominantly in the crypto environment and everything is down, do you think that these institutions, let's just say they're scraping by, they're trying to just get through the bear market, they're operating at a loss, they've already laid off employees, they're already unsure, and they've loaned money to FTX because they see commercials, they see Sam Bankman-Fried, they think, hey, this is a reliable creditor. Let them borrow money, and they go under. I'm telling you, I said this yesterday. There is massive exposure across the crypto industry. I highlighted BlockFi, bro. I was sitting here on the show yesterday. I was like, guys. BlockFi borrowed $250 million as a line of credit.
500 million.
500 million?
4 or 500, yeah.
Okay.
And it's tapped out.
And they already were operating, like I mentioned here just a minute ago, they were operating at a very thin margin of, hey, we're trying just to stay afloat. That life ring got pulled out from under them. Nobody else is going to come bail them out now. Nobody's bailing anybody out now.
Yeah.
Justin Sun, good luck. Go try to buy FTX. Yeah, sure. You're not bailing anything out. You need to bail out your own damn stablecoin. And then on top of that, BlockFi,
they went under fast. Went under fast, guys. That was quick.
And
that was
BlockFi,
quick.
BlockFi's huge, man. How many people in the chat got a BlockFi card? Who here
I have a BlockFi card.
Who's applied for a BlockFi card? Okay,
I have a BlockFi card.
So
man.
what's gonna happen?
So they actually sent an email, and you know
they
what?
said they sent out a I don't know if you're.
Hold on, I'm a holder, so I have a direct email from them, and I'll pull it up for you guys.
It says keep making your payments, right?
Yeah, it says that we'll keep.
Just so you know, I'm okay. So in that case,
all
I'm
right, we're not paying our debtors, but make sure you still pay us.
It's true. Yeah, that's what it
Isn't
says.
that crazy?
No. Exactly what it says was we still report to all the bureaus, so keep doing the payments. So
to be
that
fair,
was the story.
it's through a bank, so it's not them, right? The only thing they pay out and hold is the rewards, your Bitcoin rewards. And so I pulled mine out 2 months ago. after Voyager or Celsius happened. That's what I'm saying, guys. You just never know. A company you think, especially if someone's going out of the way to come out and say, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Guess what they're scared of? They're scared of a bank run on their own exchange. Okay, and we're seeing KuCoin comes out, Crypto.com comes out, Binance comes out. Here's what our wallets hold. Guys, I'm just saying, man, better safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry. So here, this right here is one of the reasons this man is going to be in jail. FTX violated its own terms of service and misused user funds, says lawyers. The exchange's terms of service states that none of the crypto in customer accounts are, quote, property of or shall or be made loan to FTX Trading, and that the platform does not represent or treat digital assets and user accounts as belonging to FTX Trading. In other words, FTX cannot use the funds for purposes other than just holding them on customers' behalfs. Celsius was different, right? They said in their terms of service, when you deposit your crypto, we can pretty much do whatever the hell we want with it. This is different. It literally says in their terms of service, we cannot do anything with your money. And this guy goes out full degen with your money, with our money. So this is just one domino to fall. Do you agree? Do you agree? Like flat out illegal, dude's going to jail. Yes?
I think so. There's gonna be warrants out for him. Now, whether or not he serves time, who knows? I'd assume so at this point. Everything that's coming to light it's ugly, man. And it's so ugly. All the stories, there's at least like 40 different articles, all detailing fraud, disturbing sexual practices at his mansion. All kinds of crazy, man. It's just like, how did we get here in 48 hours? How did none of this get leaked? Or maybe it did and I didn't see it. And I've always been, I remember, was it over 2 months ago, we talked about Sam Bankman-Fried before anybody, even before BitBoy had anything to say about it. I remember I made a thumbnail. It said shark, and I had your boy Sam Bankman-Fried on fire. And then it was a taboo article, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Oh, crap.
What's up?
Is this just now, Rocco?
This came out this morning, yeah, 9:48 a.m.
Can you share that on the stream?
Yeah, let me see if I can pull this one.
While he's doing that, while Rocco's doing that, I want to show a video clip of the CEO of Alameda Research. And I want to be very careful here, okay? I'm not saying that she shouldn't be in a position because she's a female. I'm not saying she shouldn't be in a position because she looks young. But listen to how she talks about it. This is the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company, okay?
Yeah, absolutely could pull it off without my math degree. I use very little math. Use a lot of elementary school math. Being comfortable with risk is very important. We tend not to have things like stop losses. I think those aren't necessarily a great risk management tool. I'm trying to think of a good example of a trade where I've lost a ton of money. Well, I don't know. I probably don't want to go into specifics too much with that.
Guys, I'm sorry, but does that look like the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company? I'm not saying a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company should look like a white dude, old gray hair in a suit. That's not what I'm saying. But does that look like someone who you trust to oversee billions of your dollars? Billions of companies' dollars? Come on, man. Come on. It's borderline embarrassing. And we know SBF was a controlling owner of FTX and the controlling owner of Alameda Research. And so it's not the average setup where you have a board of governors and everything goes to a vote. No, he did whatever the hell he wanted to do. And this lady here that was put in place as the CEO of Alameda, I bet you she didn't have a say in anything. Nothing. But she's the CEO, so she's the face. as we get in for more information, as things come out, you're just like, yo, like, was this even a real company? How the hell did they get to $50 billion in assets? What do you got, bro?
Yeah, it's that lady. First of all, she's kind of creepy looking, right? You know what she reminds me of is that the Bitfinex
The lady, the rapper.
the one that the rapper.
Yeah.
The one that they made off with it was like half $1 billion worth of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, there is apparently 10 people that shared a mansion in the Bahamas. And so, what you laughing at, bro?
I'm sorry. Crick Cat said she looks like someone from Harry Potter. Definitely Slytherin.
That's right. But 10 people share a house in the Bahamas. They're all major CEOs or VCs, things of that nature, or vice presidents or whatever it is of FTX, FTX.US, of Alameda Research, of FTX Venture. There's over 180 companies. And these people all are buddy, hella creepy, and they're just out here just living this lavish lifestyle out there in the islands. And then pretending to be living paycheck to paycheck, driving a Corolla and wearing busted flip-flops. And being like, hey, man, I'm not about the money.
A wolf in sheep's clothing, man. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into some legal stuff now, okay? So the White House had something to say about this. Gary Gensler has something to say about this. Oh, we got Gary Gensler. This dude might be in trouble. A representative from the House of Representatives is blowing the horn on Gary Gensler, saying he was trying to help Sam Bankman-Fried create a monopoly by helping pass regulation. Let's start here first. So U.S. regulators reportedly talking with Binance over the failed FTX bailout. Obviously, Binance had access to FTX's books to do their due diligence. So I'm sure instead of waiting for the process of, hey, we got to get a subpoena and order the courts and blah, 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 blah to get these documents, like, hey, Binance, what do you know? U.S. Department of Justice has requested info from Binance regarding its failed bailout negotiations with the cash-strapped FTX exchange. First thing I want to show is the White House press conference yesterday. This is Karine Jean-Francois. Mocked a lot, made fun of a lot because she doesn't answer questions. But the first question she answered coming on this podium was about cryptocurrency, was about FTX. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
Those things crash, and should regulators be taking a harder look at these things to protect investors at this point?
So I'm not able to comment on it, on what specific actions independent regulators should or should not take on this particular issue. But what I can say is the administration is aware of the recent developments on this, and we'll just continue to monitor the situation.
Should the administration do legislation, new things that should be done to protect people?
So look, the administration, as you know, Chris, has consistently maintained that without proper oversight, cryptocurrencies, it risks harming everyday Americans. So this is something that clearly we monitor and that we see as an important issue. But the most recent news further underscores these concerns and highlights why prudent regulation of cryptocurrencies is indeed needed. The White House, along with the relevant agencies, will again closely monitor the situation as it develops.
Just a quick follow-up on foreign policy first. Kevin McCarthy has said that he would love to lead a congressional delegation.
That's the end of it. But you had her.
She didn't shy away from saying that they're going to drop some legislation, right? And regulatory.
We talked about these bills that were in Congress, right, or that were getting ready to get voted on. We talked about it being dragged out, taking a while. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay.
Like,
if Contagion spreads, which I think it will.
Oh, 100%. 200%. No, hold on. You think it will? Come on, bro. It's going.
If it spreads to
when it spreads,
regular corporate America, regular hedge funds that aren't known as crypto, and you get bankruptcies, perhaps exposure, failures, layoffs, big crashes in stock prices of, say, JP Morgan, of Fidelity. Like, I'm just giving you examples. Nothing physically tied into those. But I'm just saying that if this crashes certain companies and or pulls down the broader American market from what is deemed as, hey, that's just the crypto guys, and then we end up breaking stuff on the financial playing field for traditional finance, bro, you better believe the U.S. government is going to come in with a baseball bat, bro. They're going to come in swinging, and they're going to break some stuff. Because they're going to look at it like, yeah, we're in a recession. Was crypto's over here breaking stuff? Like, no. Like, right now, it's like, hey, crypto degens are losing money. Crypto degen companies are losing money. And right now, regulators, Congress, Wall Street, they just look at it as we're in our own little box, our own little playing ground. It's like, hey, this is apple trees, and then over there, they got almonds, you know? Like, but if all of a sudden that parasite leaves that tree and breaks, takes out all the apple trees, like, hey, you know what I mean? The contagion spreads from one sector to another, which I think it is. So you think it will?
Contagion?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Bro, if BlockFi went under in a day, well, you know what's happening behind the scenes, right? You know these companies are scrambling. They're trying to raise money. And at some point, if people are, and here, I'll just show you right now what's happening on the exchanges with Bitcoin. Over 47,000 Bitcoin has been taken off Binance. Over 4,500 has been taken off Gemini. Over 1,100 off Kraken. In total, over the last 24 hours, 55,000 Bitcoin has left exchanges. Over the last 7 days, 125,000 Bitcoin has left exchanges. Coinbase was in the mid 600s for Bitcoin balance. Binance was over 500,000. So we're already seeing it happen. And that's what I'm saying, right? If this exchange has been around for 10 years and they're fine and they have proof of reserves and blah, 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 I don't care. I don't care. When a bank run happens, stuff hits the fan, people scramble. And if no one's out there lending money and you have no other avenue, guess what? You're going to get that banner. You're going to get that email. You're going to get that tweet. Unfortunately, we had a halt withdrawals. Don't be that person that has their money stuck on an exchange. That's all I'm saying.
Just while you pull up the next article or next discussion
I'm going to
piece.
show Gary Gensler next.
All right, I'm going to just to take a quick peek at the.
We had a couple super chats also. Do you remember what they were? I know HP dropped the super chat, said thank you for the air hug, and I think we have right there.
Mr. Anderson NZ also dropped waving the white flag in the air was the enemy's way of announcing their capitulation. And then just to take a quick peek here at the Bitcoin, we haven't even discussed the price of Bitcoin. I'm not going to go into detail. I don't even know if we're going to do TA today. But we have Bitcoin coming in at 16,900. Let me make this bigger. $16,935. Ethereum under 1,300. And I'm surprised that we were over 1,700. It looked like, did we hit 1,800? I think we did.
18,000? Wait.
Or 18,000, excuse me. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I think we did. We kind of bounced off of 18K. So it looked like we were in the right direction. And then last night we heard about BlockFi. And now it's just all the news is coming out about how shady the business practices of FTX was. Taking a look, Cardano coming in at 35 cents, Dogecoin 83 cents. We got Polygon at $1.05 here. Solana still at 16 cents. You know what? I'm surprised the markets are as stable as they are with everything that's going on right now. I would be very hesitant to get in or out of the market over this weekend. I would only assume there's going to be some more breaking news. We'll see how this carries over to Monday as well. Anyways, that's what I got there, brother.
Oh, man. So here we go. We got some breaking news involving Justin Sun. And here we go. Go ahead and share this. Justin Sun is prepared to bail out FTX with billions. He's ready to commit billions in bailout of FTX. However, the bailout is still subject to his due diligence. Okay, let me stop here real quick. Who do you trust more, CZ or Justin Sun? You personally. CZ. Okay.
Yeah.
So if Binance took less than a day and did the due diligence and said nope.
At what point do you take on the risk and all the downside pressure and all the finance? Like, why would you dump that much money into a failing, collapsing brand? Remember that. You're buying the brand. So you're buying FTX and you're buying their customer base and whatever assets they have at discount, I guess. But, you still have the liability of creditors. So even if you were to buy the company, you still got to pay all the creditors. So it makes no sense to me. I don't know. I don't take much out of it.
We actually have a video, Rob. Before we show the video, here is my point in asking that question. And chat, let us know what you think. Do you trust CZ more or do you trust Justin Sun more? If Justin Sun comes in, does his due diligence, and says, okay, we're going to go ahead and buy it, like, what? Like, CZ says no, right? And we know he's got more money. We know Binance has more money. And Justin Sun comes in and says yes. Timmy said SBF has something on Justin Sun, in my opinion. But that's possible, man. That's possible. I mean, I would not discount any theory, whether conspiracy or not. I would not. Like, to me right now, nothing sounds, oh my God, there's no way. I'd be like, not. I don't think so, but maybe, but I wouldn't say no way. All right, let's go ahead and see this Justin Sun news. So this was with, I believe, Rocco, did you say CoinDesk or Bloomberg? Bloomberg. So this is, okay, so this is his interview with, this is 50 seconds long. It's his interview with CoinDesk. And then Rocco, Robin or Rocco, if you guys want to find the Bloomberg one, I'll show it, but I couldn't find it. So here we go. This is Justin Sun talking about the FTX fallout on CoinDesk TV.
Yes, I kind of agree with you. I think right now is definitely, very tricky situation. So that's why when we first get into the partnership of like 1-to-1 ratio plan, we don't want to commit a lot, right? So that's why I think right now we just gathering information, evaluating it, and also see what we can do here. So that's why we don't want to further commit to anything, and I understand the situation is very complicated. I think we will stay like very cautious and also see in this kind of the situation how we can protect customer, protect our users, and also to guarantee the brand for everybody in the crypto industry. Yeah.
So he's trying to play hero here. Justin Sun doesn't have the cleanest past. He did.
Here's my question. Okay. I kind of go back. Okay. I guess there is some kind of slimmer possibility that he could purchase FTX. But listen to this. There is 130 companies that are all going to go under, that are under the FTX umbrella. There's as many as 180 companies. I guess you could, per this article here, you have 130. So are you going to buy FTX with a hole of $10 million on their balance sheet and in debt, and all 130 companies associated with it for what? Just so that way you can get the limelight for, a couple interviews? Like, I just don't see... and these people are, Justin Sun is, at the end of the day, he's a businessman, and you make decisions off of what you make risky decisions. I get it, but I don't know, man. There's no financial gain for this, man.
So speaking of the companies, here you go. This was posted on Twitter. I forget who was. I got to get better at giving these people credit. I'll find it and I'll drop it in the comments after the show, but. So these are the companies. This is kind of like a little, like an ancestry.com tree. So you have the head of engineering, Nishad, and I'm not going to go through all of these, obviously, but SBF, Alameda Ventures, Cedar Grove, Hilltop, Paperbird. I mean, guys, this is all the companies that are going under. All the companies that are part of the bankruptcy filing. And it's a lot, man. Here's Blockfolio, 52%. Man. And obviously, you know, we didn't have time to go through each one of these. I'm like, all right, these are the companies that have money in. These are the companies that have money lent to. These companies that owe the money. But here's just an idea. And just to give you a different perspective, here is kind of a better thing. So here on the top, you have Alameda. These are their investments. We've shown Alameda's portfolio plenty of times, but you can see here Voyager, WonderFi, which was at the Web3 Expo.
That's Kevin O'Leary's Kevin O'Leary's platform.
Yep.
So he's been a vocal partner, brand ambassador with FTX. He's been pretty silent as well, as expected. But yeah, I mean, look at those. Okay, so pull that up again. Look at those names. First of all, you see Voyager down there. If you start from the bottom of the blue, you got Voyager. You got WonderFi, which is the Kevin O'Leary's company. You have Sunday Swap. That's kind of concerning. That's a Cardano. You got Solana. You got RealFi. You got Polygon. You got Oxygen. There's Lido in here. There's, I mean, Artemis. That's a cold storage wallet, which we've taught.
No, that's Arculus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Artemis.
Arculus.
I've never heard of
Sorry,
Artemis.
my bad. Excuse me. We like Arculus here.
That's okay.
And then you got Ledger X.
These are their acquisitions from FTX, right?
Yeah.
Blockfolio,
and then
Ledger
Voyager's
X.
there again. There's Circle as well.
These are their
Sky
investments.
Mavis. And then over there in FTX.us, you got Ledger Prime, BlockFi. I mean, this, and if you think that, and you got Yuga Labs down
dude. What was that thing we saw about the Bored Apes
there. There's
being held on FTX, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of Bored Apes. Apes are Mina protocols on here. You got, dude, it's so wide reaching, and even if one of these even if a company could have exposure by proxy. So you could have one of these companies, say, be in debt by FTX, and they don't get their money back, and they essentially go under. And then what if that company that goes under owes money to another company? That's how this Terra Luna thing started, bro. It was literally just one domino. It was a big one, but that thing, it just keeps falling, man. The domino slowed down. It's picking up speed again, bro.
And here's what, and we're going to talk about some of the other companies we believe
Let's go.
might be next to be in trouble. But first, I want to show, this is their balance sheet as of Q2 of this year. $134 million in cash, $3.3 billion in crypto held, $3.6 billion in unlocked FTT tokens. So the current assets come to $7.8 billion. Long-term assets that are locked, 863 million Solana. And this is what we were talking about, okay? We said all the Solana that's becoming unstaked. Let me ask you a question, Robin. Let me ask you a question. 863 million Solana locked on Alameda's balance sheet. And is it coincidence that at the very next epoch, these were supposed to unlock? Or do you think Solana had a hand in saying, hey, Alameda reached out, hey, we need to unlock these things, man?
Well, here's the thing. So so the epoch is also the grace period between unstaking and staking.
I get
so, you know, why was there so much coming unlocked is because people saw the headwind. They saw that the volatility coming. And so in the same way that people are taking money off exchange, they're like, hey, let me unstake my Solana. Like, I want to take this off and sell it, put it on an exchange. I'm scared. And so that's why you had such a giant number. And then on top of that, you know, you had, also vesting schedules kind of lining up at the same time. And so you had this massive amount of Solana getting unlocked. And then here comes the founders of Solana with their admin keys. They're like, hey, this ain't gonna be good for Solana, so let's delay the unlocking epoch. Like, what are y'all doing, man?
And my apologies, guys. It's not 863 million tokens. It's $863 million. That's my apologies, just to clarify. I don't want to get destroyed in the comments.
And then, guys, let me ask you guys a question here. On Solana, because we get a lot of different. If you guys think Solana will come out of this perfectly fine, next bull run, Solana's back at it, Solana's got the institutions in their back pocket, and NFT sector is pumping. If you guys think Solana will be fine, put a 1 in the chat. I want to know what you guys think. I really want to know, because I'm in my own little, we're in our studio, things echo in here. And I want to know, what does the community think? Do you think Solana will be fine? Put a 1 in the chat. If you think Solana is the next domino, you think all this sell pressure, put a 2 in the chat. You think that Solana don't come out on the back end, put a 2 in the chat. I want to know what you guys think. I think Solana will be fine. I do. I truly do. Wouldn't surprise me, though. Wouldn't surprise me. I'll just say that. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. I'll say that. All right, so... I'm
going to go with...
what are you going with, Rocco?
No surviving, I think.
You don't think they're going to survive it?
I did. No, Solana has been disappointed so many times. I don't know.
But we don't know if Alameda was propping up Solana. Like, I get the sell pressure in the tokens, but... I mean, I don't know. Unless
there's so many other projects that you can really put your money.
No, I know, but I'm saying unless Solana was being propped up by Alameda.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Kevin O'Leary was also a big Solana guy.
Yeah,
I hope he doesn't have a tattoo too. So.
Kevin O'Leary is a big Solana guy. There's it's kind of split, man. There's a lot of 1s and 2s in here. Yeah, I was expecting. See, that's why I asked the community, because I wanted to know. I didn't know, because I understand where I probably stand. And I kind of get the vibe of the room, but I didn't know where the public stands, or at least our community.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got?
Let's take a look at what Gary Gensler had to say, and of course, and then we'll talk about some accusations by a representative of the United States House of Representatives. If this is true, what Tom Emmer said, holy, as Robin says, holy dog crap. All right, so let's first hear what Gary Gensler has to say. So he sat down with Healthy Markets to discuss the recent events in the crypto markets. And I have not seen this, guys. I'm telling you, this morning has been insane. I saw crypto, Gary Gensler. I threw it up there. So we are both watching this for the first time if you haven't seen it.
Okay, before you play, have you saw any other video any other video before this one?
We saw the one he sat down yesterday where we showed that.
Don't worry, it's just always the same thing. It doesn't answer the question. Let's go.
Okay, you've seen this? Okay.
When do we have problems? When do investors get hurt?
Okay.
It's when we have a lack of disclosure, opacity, if you wish, a lack of disclosure, as particularly when you're using other people's money. We've also seen the use of leverage. This is a highly centralized, interconnected field right now. So we've got lack of disclosure, a lot of leverage, using other people's money, a lot of interconnectedness. Second thing, if I might say, and you see this in the events of the last 2 days, is the commingling of a lot of important intermediary functions. And in our time-tested public policy, we separate out these functions. And we saw this in the spring, and it appears that we're seeing this again in these last 2 days. And then customers are shut out and they can't get their value. They can't get their funds back. So, look, we're
like, am I the only one? But I agree with everything he just said. Commingling, customers are left out in the dark, this interconnectedness. I've said this multiple times. What Sam Bankman-Fried did with Alameda and FTX, like, he would be in jail already if it was in the world of traditional money and traditional finance.
Yeah, but what it doesn't say is back in March, this guy that just talked, sit down with him and a bunch of other CFO, and where they talk about it. So this guy now comes here and say, oh my God, everybody. So what they were talking about? I don't understand. These guys piss me off. That's no.
The Don is mad.
Yeah.
So
no, it's just they preach something different, and then they go in front of the camera and they show the Kardashian thing. Come on.
here's the thing. Like, everything he says makes sense for exchanges. Now, the protocols themselves, the decentralized platforms, the layer one smart contracts that are building and innovating our space, those are, you know what I mean? Like, sure, yeah. Make some recommendations, make some threats, keep them in line, I guess. But the real regulation should come from the exchanges, because they operate very similar to trading firms that trade stocks, and they also operate very similar to banks. So apply some of those rules there, and leave the crypto. Stop messing around with Ethereum. Stop messing around with XRP. Stop trying to dabble on that. And just let people build. Let the market figure out what protocols work and what don't. We'll shake out the bad players eventually.
So you're okay with this continuing to happen?
I'm talking exchanges. Exchanges need more regulation. Exchanges and custodial service. Everything that's happened outside of Terra Luna, which was faulty algorithmic code, everything that stemmed after that was all about custodial and venture capital and over leveraging debt and rehypothecating funds that don't belong to you. That's where it all stems from. And so if you're a company and you operate here in the United States and you're taking money you're taking assets from the user, from your customers, if that's what you're doing, be transparent. That's all I'm saying. Hey, if I buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin and I don't remove it from your exchange, let me know where it is. Like, let me know what you're doing with it.
Yeah. Proof of reserve. That's
exactly. That's that's where we need to get. And we need to have a third party audit this. And this proof of reserves is fine. It's a good step in the right direction.
By the way,
let me get somebody in there that does not work for Binance, somebody that does not work for crypto.com, somebody that is on the outside that looks at the books on a routine basis, say every week or every month or every quarter, and they're just like, hey, they had the user funds that they've received. This is where they're at. Check. Like,
yeah. Then the thing says the problem is, I'm from Alameda Research. Can I go check your books?
stupid.
That's again what's gonna. I mean, it's very difficult.
Yeah. Well, that's why
an entity that is
that's where the SEC has historic. And when it comes to publicly traded companies, the SEC has third parties that do exactly that audit and check, and the framework is there. And to sit here and say like SEC shouldn't touch anything, like you know what, they are an efficient branch of government that does hold companies accountable. Now, are they overreaching and they make up laws and go after things that don't need to be messed with? Sure. 100%. And Gary is got the longest arms ever because he overreaches.
He's got the longest face too.
Yeah, he does.
By the way, if you're wondering where Forrest is, he had a wedding, so we gave the man the weekend off. He offered to do a video. He went out of his way to try to get some content. We said, hey, bro, man, you've been on our show every freaking Friday for 3-4 months. Enjoy the wedding. So he won't be joining us, but we are here. So
I want to know, where is all of our viewers today, man? I thought we were gonna have a peck show. You know what it might be? It might be the lack of the like button. So, guys, if you want to spread this knowledge out to the rest of the internet landscape and empower people to do whatever the hell we're talking about,
retweet our tweet, guys. Share the stream. Let's get people in here.
I want to go back to what you said, the third party to go and but there is always the human factor. They're gonna be corrupt. It can be an entity, government entity. It can be a private company. But the idea, somebody just talking in the chat. What involved in blockchain on that? So
here's the thing. There's no perfect system. You can look at Enron, which was a publicly traded company that was their whole thing was auditing, and like they were the company that was supposed to keep people in check. And then they were the ones that were not checking on themselves. And so you can never get rid of scams. You can never get rid of fraud. You can never get rid of manipulation. It's always going to be there. But at the same time, if you just have no like guideline at all and no like accountability, and you give a company at this point, these exchanges are holding, Binance right now has over $60 billion. Their proof of reserve that they did just released in the bottom of the bear market, they got $60 billion. That is a lot of money. And so how much does Coinbase have? How much does KuCoin have? How much does crypto.com have? And is all of that giant wealth being properly managed? And the thing is there's nobody that says, hey, what are you doing with that cash? Outside of, hey, this is our proof of reserve. And all I'm saying is that, like, hey, it's not a perfect system, but at least let's get something rolled out where somebody comes in and says, hey, let me look at your books. And sure, it could be manipulated. I get it. But at least having that versus we trust you, I'd rather have that, right? Because we trust you did not work for FTX at all. Did not work. And they're big. They had a Super Bowl commercial. January, less than a year ago, they had a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah. And Carl Holt brought up a good point. There was an article about Binance helping Iran evade sanctions. And so, I don't know.
I don't trust anybody right now, man.
That's what I'm saying, guys. That's what I'm saying.
I don't even trust David.
All right. I want to show, so we're on Gary Gensler. So before we move off of him, let's show what Tom Emmer had to say. So Tom Emmer has been a champion in our space. He's been pushing for sensible regulation. He's pushed back on the BS that people like Elizabeth Warren, Screaming Janet Yellen, was it Screaming Janet Yellen or Yellen, whatever. He said, interesting, Gary Gensler runs to the media while reports to my office allege he was helping Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX work on legal loopholes to obtain a regulatory monopoly. We are looking into this. Bro, if this has any legs to it, if this is true, man, what are your thoughts on this, bro? Like I said,
wouldn't surprise me, man.
And that's what I'm saying. I think you're with me on this. Any theory, any conspiracy theory right now, even though we think it might sound outlandish, we wouldn't say there's no way, right? If I say Gary Gensler and Sam Bankman-Fried were,
I would say it's unlikely that Gary Gensler and the SEC were doing something knowingly illegal. I'll say that. Now, whether or not Sam Bankman-Fried had donated a ton of money and they were maybe trying to get some favorable, that even sounds all illegal, right?
exactly. Exactly.
I don't think it's a giant conspiracy to turn a blind eye to massive fraud. Put it that way. I don't think that the SEC is like, hey, you guys are so riddled with fraud, but we're going to turn a blind eye to that. I just think they're like, hey, you donate a lot of money to us, to our government. The president appreciates it. And so we're going to help you out to get your license and help you get some legislation passed that work in your favor. And I think that is kind of where we're at. And is that a bad look? Hell yeah. Is that illegal? Probably. Will somebody probably have to resign or step down? Hopefully. Hopefully, man. Hopefully. And so I don't know.
All right.
It's not the first case somebody does something illegal and never get arrested just because they know somebody else in high places. So
I want to talk about the Contagion now. I want to talk about the Contagion. All right. So let's start here. Let's start with the Bored Apes. Looks like BAYC kept their treasury and blockfolio, which is owned by FTX. Okay, so this is from the blockchain. 437 days ago. Okay, So you have, off the top of my head, 10 transactions. If you go over to the next picture, of course, Blockfolio was a tracking app. It was acquired by FTX and rebranded. Okay, let's move on. Voyager came out with a statement. We want to make clear that the FTX Voyager transaction has not been consummated. Voyager has not transferred any crypto or other assets to FTX in connection with the transaction. The UCC will take all necessary steps to protect creditors' interests. We are evaluating all options. What happens next, Robin? We know Binance came number 2 in the bidding in the auction. Do you think Binance steps back in and buys Voyager assets?
Nope.
You don't think so?
I don't think anybody steps in anywhere. Nobody is going to be.
Justin Sun's trying to step in.
I think he's all talk, bro. He's all talk. Nobody's going to bail out. Nobody's going to take billions of dollars.
Just for press?
I think the same way. I think CZ kind of did it for press. I'm going to bail out FTX. He knew that. He knew those.
I don't know if
books
he
were
did
crap.
it for press. Maybe he did it to just put the nail in the coffin. Right?
No,
After
if
the-
anything,
after the
it kind of
Coinbase article?
put the brakes on crypto crashing. Remember, as soon as Binance said, "Hey, we're going to bail out FTX," everything just stopped crashing at that moment, and everything was cool. Everything was in peace. And then it was the next morning they backed out, and so I don't think anybody is going to bail out anybody with a significant amount of money. Now, if your brand is not tarnished, perhaps somebody will see a buying opportunity. And so if you have a company that has exposure, that has liabilities that are not going to get paid back now, and they go under, let's just say the one that comes out, Sunday Swap, even though they're DEX, but let's just say the Sunday Swap Foundation. Let's say that they had massive exposure. They can't operate. I think it's safe to say Sunday Swap is they're the leading DEX on Cardano, or one of them at least. And they'll probably be there in the next bull run. And so if they had to cease to operate, I think somebody would come in and buy them. But buying out a tarnished brand that is ripe with fraud, I don't see it, man. I don't see anybody buying out Voyager. I don't see anybody buying out. I think it's just going to go through the Chapter 11 bankruptcy. A judge is going to liquidate assets, and then the creditors are going to get paid out accordingly. And I don't see the positives to it.
See, a lot of people, get scared anyway. So a lot of confusion. And just to clarify, cold storage are definitely more secure. And then
it is the most secure way to hold your crypto.
So that's just to make sure people understand that, and there is a way to keep your money and your crypto safe. So
that is okay. I'll break it down real quick, okay? And if you didn't know this stuff, that's totally fine, okay? So you can either have your money in a hot wallet, right? Something like a MetaMask, Trust Wallet. These are decentralized, but they're still up on the internet. Your keys are on the internet. So if someone hacks into it, they can get it. You have centralized custody exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, Celsius, Nexo, okay? They hold your private keys, okay? It's not the coins. The coins don't go into a hardware wallet. It is the private keys, your signature, that is proof that on the blockchain, these tokens are yours. And if you hold them on a centralized exchange, that exchange holds those keys. They hold them so they can do whatever the hell they want. With cold storage, it is completely offline. It's on a USB. Unless you plug it into a freaking computer, it is completely offline. It is completely offline. And so you hold your private keys. Guys, I'm telling you, if you think it's hard, if you think it's difficult, confusing, it's really not. And like I said, I will help you guys set up a Ledger or a Trezor if you need it, okay? Please let us know. Jump in our Discord. Let us know if anyone needs help. I will personally help you, okay?
All right, I want to give a quick shout out. Let's just take a lighthearted approach here. Let's wait. Let's shake away some of this stress here. All right, so we got some new people in the chat today.
I'm still stressed, bro.
We got some new people in the chat. I want to stop and give some love to you. If you found us here because of all the insanity, we do entertainment focused cryptocurrency here. Right now, it's news, doom, and gloom, but we keep things lighthearted. We try to have a good time. We laugh. We bring on guests. Try to bring as much value as we can to you. And we appreciate all of our new people here as well. So a couple shout out to the new people here. We got Mossman, Dylan Fowler, Justin Moore, Nate, Quantum Divergence. We got Dione, David FP, Burnt Flore, Brad, Sharif, XRP Anali, XRP Marshall, Mike John, Eric Ward, and Property Sisters. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Property Sisters.
Yeah. We also got CT up here as well. So.
Yeah, also, today's Veterans Day. So if you're a veteran or you're a family served in the military, we applaud you. We thank you. We wouldn't be able to do what we're doing without the courageous people that serve in the military and protect our freedoms here in the U.S. And if you're outside of the U.S., there's a chance that the U.S. has protected.
There's Wheeling Dealing James Wheeler. He's a
Marine, former Marine. Semper Fi! Sorry, I'm not a Marine guy. I just think that's pretty cool. So I don't know if that's a slap to the face of people. If someone that's not in the Marine says it, it's not. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. All right, cool. It's like a salute, man.
Semper Fi! All right. Let's keep going with Crypto Dad. Oh, I thought you were talking about me. Okay.
No, you're not.
Guys, I can do a video. I just feel like it's more personal if, let's say, there's 10 of you that want to do it. We can all get on a Zoom call together. I can walk you through it, answer any questions. I have stuff staked through Ledger. I have used the Ledger Live, or through Trezor. I've used the Ledger Live app. I've downloaded third-party wallets, connected them. I delegate on Flow. Like, I've done it all, so I can help you guys do that, okay? Just throwing out there for our community, though, for our community. And if you want, jump in our Discord. All right, Contagion. Here we go. BlockFi. Yesterday, we are shocked and dismayed by the news regarding FTX and Alameda. We, like the rest of the world, found out about this situation through Twitter. Given the lack of clarity on the status of FTX.com, FTX US, and Alameda, we are not able to operate business as usual. Our priority has been and will continue to be to protect our clients and their interests. Until there is further clarity, we are limiting platform activity, including pausing client withdrawals as allowed under our terms. We will share more specifics as soon as possible. We request that clients not deposit BlockFi wallet or interest accounts at this time. We intend to communicate as frequently as possible going forward. You know what? They would have been up 100 million right now if they wouldn't have paid that BS fee to the SEC, right? Remember, they came to that agreement, paid $100 million?
Yep.
For what? For you to do what? For you to do this? For you to do this? For you to do this? Bankruptcy counsel?
Well,
This is from Autism Capital. Confirmed BlockFi has hired bankruptcy counsel. Sources are claiming that FTX US lent out $200 to $400 million to BlockFi, and there is now a gap in the FTX US balance sheet. BlockFi has a $400 million line of credit, which an insider is confirming has been tapped. This directly contradicts SBF's earlier statement that FTX US is not affected. Guys, at this point, whatever FTX says, or Sam Bankman-Fried says, moving forward, if he even says anything, if he's got the balls to come out on Twitter, do not believe him. Actually, think the opposite. If he says he's in, if he's in Jamaica, he's probably in Korea or something. I don't know.
Here's a question. Here's earlier we discussed the contagion, and it's spreading into traditional finance. Here is one direct link that we know is Robinhood. Robinhood is a
hold on, bro.
Predominantly,
bro. What are you trying to say?
Robinhood.
Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
All right, Robinhood.
Be careful. Are we putting them on
Robinhood?
What is that?
Be careful. If you got assets on Robinhood, remove your assets from Robinhood. Not financial advice, just a word of advice.
You should have an account, Robin.
Robinhood, Sam Bankman-Fried is an 8% stakeholder owner.
But how does that affect Robinhood, do you think?
Robinhood.
I could get it if
Robinhood is already way down.
Wait, hold on, Robin. But think about it this way, bro. I would get your point of view, and I'm not disagreeing, right? Take your money off it, but I think Robinhood's a little different, right? Sam Bankman has a stake in Robinhood, not the other way around. Do you see what I'm saying? Like Brady had a stake in FTX.
Here's the thing: how is there loans or debt in between
that's
the two companies? if you're 8% stakeholder in the company, don't you think that you probably got a seat at the table? And if you need to raise capital in a down market, and FTX is not shy of printing more FTT tokens and leveraging it for debt. And so could we find ourselves in a scenario where
Jesus Christ,
could we find ourselves in a scenario where all of a sudden it comes out Robinhood is had lent money to FTX, and FTX went under, and then also the shares get liquidated. Price is already down. Crypto's down. Robinhood stake down.
Stop there real quick.
Robin's not down.
Real quick. Even to keep going, it will stop.
I am going to help you. I'm going to help you with this narrative, okay? So BlockFi got a deal, right? They had dealings with FTX Ventures, okay? And look at this. People claiming BlockFi had nearly 100% of their customer assets custodied on FTX. Who's to say that with any dealings, anything FTX or Sam Bankman-Fried had money invested in didn't require something like this, right? What if SBF said, hey, Robinhood, we'll invest money in your company, but we want you to custody X amount of your stuff here, or leave, right? I mean, 100% of another company's assets are on another company in the same space.
Where's let me look it up. Where is
what do you guys think? Like, do you guys think I have a point? What if every single deal SBF made, every company he invested money in, everything he lent money to, there was this stipulation that in some way or another, some funds had to be held on FTX? Because now we know what he was doing. He was underwater. He was playing DGen. He was playing casino with your money. And so it wouldn't surprise me if he invests in Robinhood, buys 10% of their stock for $10 billion and said, hey, I'm officially a majority stakeholder, or whatever the case may be. We want you guys to hold X amount of money. Your earn program, we want us to use FTX. So blah, 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 blah. Would that surprise you guys? Let me know. Would that surprise you?
It's a Matryoshka game. You put the fund in another one, and another one. It's always the same money going around. It's always the same thing.
I'm
That's
just
the
saying.
game. It's an old tradition from the traditional finance.
So I pulled up, this is Robinhood's website. So protecting your coins. Majority of the coins are in cold storage, so they say. And they are publicly traded, so they do have to be transparent. Now, entirely disconnected from the internet, gives you an additional layer. There are some policies are underwritten by Lloyd's, which is a leading insurance marketplace. So I don't know. So yeah, it doesn't seem like they have all the tokens on a custodial service or another exchange. So seems at face value from their website that
I want to highlight
but that still doesn't bring up the fact of debt. And if you took on debt, or you leveraged debt, if you have exposure to debt via Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX, I don't know.
Two things I want to highlight. Battle Brothers Trading said the last 6 months have set crypto back like 10 years.
This happens every cycle. Every cycle is a gut punch.
Bro,
you had Mt. Gox, and then you had the Ethereum and the Ethereum hack.
I could argue,
basically they were just your crypto's broken.
I can argue this FTX thing, man, is bigger than Mt. Gox.
I mean, it is Mt. Gox
had 650. I know
Mt. Gox was the only exchange that was offering crypto.
Okay, fair enough.
And so it'd be like if you only had Coinbase and there was just wallet addresses. Like that's essentially what it was. Like you wanted to go buy and sell crypto, you went to Mt. Gox. It wasn't really wasn't a list of exchanges out there. It was just that one. And then that one went under and people just assumed that Bitcoin went under. And there wasn't much else. Now, as far as billions of dollars are worth and the Contagion, this is bigger. I think this is the biggest event. I think
it's bigger because
this is the biggest event.
People,
because I think so many people. Here's the thing: I think people were foolish when it came to Terra Luna. I think people thought the algorithmic stablecoin was the future. I think they were foolish. But I don't think anybody's really trusted it to a level that, you trusted traditional banks and things like that and reserve money and gold. Like, I don't think it wasn't at that level. People didn't trust it like Bitcoin. But I think, and then people didn't trust Celsius, not in the same way, not in that same light. But I think people trusted these exchanges. I think people trusted the fact that Coinbase wasn't going anywhere, that Binance wasn't going anywhere, FTX wasn't going anywhere. I think that's the shock value, is that you're like, yo, I never thought in a million years Crypto.com, FTX, Binance would just go under. I didn't think in this day and age you could have that much fraud on the back end with thousands of people and hundreds of companies all exposed, how none of this got out. That's what's crazy to me, man.
And that's another thing, is that a lot of people just joined crypto 1 year ago. They never heard about Mt. Gox, Bitcoin Net, all the other stuff. They have no idea what's going on.
There's definitely more people around now.
Yeah, now, especially now, there are way more people.
Did you turn the heater on?
I did.
Jesus Christ, man. Rocco, can you please turn the heater off? I'm sweating.
Well, don't turn the AC on.
Okay, just turn everything off.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Let's move on to...
Before we move on, I'm going to go and turn the AC on.
No, you can go. I'll move on. You're fine.
AC on, off. You guys,
just
put
don't...
one if you want me to do the AC on. Put two if you want me to do the heater on.
If it's hot in here, we're in the middle of winter.
Let me know.
Bro, we're in a
winter.
studio in a closed door, Rocco.
All I'm saying is that if you guys are hot, that's fine. Just turn the heater off.
Yeah, turn it off.
But to turn on the AC in the middle of November, y'all
it's hot up in this piece, man. Okay, guys. we're probably gonna stay on air for another 20 minutes, so we're gonna run through this. We're gonna talk about.
We're going till noon, bro. We gotta. We want this. We want these viewers to climb. I don't know where everybody at. Get in here.
We'll maybe go to noon. Next, we're gonna talk about what the hell has been going on in the Bahamas. How the hell are people getting money out? What are they doing with NFTs? And then we're gonna highlight some companies that we think might be next to cave to the put the AC on. They said.
See the AC on, guys.
All right. Tweet from Kobe. Apparently, this is a Bahamas account withdrawing other people's funds for them. They are likely bypassing the internal balance transfers block by selling NFTs on FTX's NFT marketplace. Example, Bahamas account creates an NFT. The stuck user buys the NFT with their full balance on FTX's exchange. This appears to be the first recorded case of NFT utility in existence. That's, of course, a joke. But these are the transactions, guys. These are all the transactions. And you can see these are happening with a matter of minutes of each other. And it gets worse. This is the biggest mess I've seen from Crypto Cloud. This is the biggest mess I've ever seen for an exchange. Employees charging people $100,000 to KYC as Bahamas residents to withdraw with a loophole in the law in the Bahamas. These are all the withdrawals. And sorry, I can't make that larger, but... And here are some examples of it actually happening. So an FTX employees, so this is austerity sucks. Any FTX employees willing to change my account's country or residence to Bahamas to facilitate withdrawal, I'm offering $1 million and unlimited legal fees. Okay, next. This is Algod Trading. He tweeted this. If anyone helps me KYC on FTX, I'm giving $100,000. Already submitted everything. I need someone from FTX to process it. And then I'm KYC'd. No DMs needed anymore. And then these are his transactions. Withdrew 400K, 500K, 420K, 294K, 500K.
This is bonkers, bro.
I'm selling my FTX account, which has a balance of 1.5 million for 50K. Let me know if anyone's interested. And then that's it. So, okay. If you got a lot of money on that exchange, bro,
we get here? How did we get here? That people in this day and age,
but
you have people.
Do you blame?
I don't blame anybody.
Do you blame the user? No, I'm saying, do you blame these people like that Algod guy, like the other guy? Do you blame them for trying everything in their power to get their money out? Like if you had your entire net worth on FTX and someone offered to KYC you to get your money out, how hard would it be for you to say no?
Hey, man. If a skyscraper building in New York catches on fire, the rats run out first.
So you're saying you wouldn't?
I'm just saying.
Okay.
And they'll bite their way through other rats. They'll dig holes through the walls. They'll get out. They'll jump out windows. You ever seen what happens when one of those tall buildings in New York catch on fire?
No.
The rats are the first one out, bro. And they'll scratch and claw and bite their way out if they have to. And you know what? You got people with money. You know what? If you make $50,000 a year and you got $5,000 in crypto, you can do everything in your possibility to get that out. And if you make $5 million a year and you got $500,000 in crypto and it's stuck, you're going to do whatever you can to get it out. But with more money comes more bribery, more shenanigans. So,
Hey, we got a new member.
got a new member?
Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
What we got?
He's here.
Oh, no, he's been a member for 5 months.
Okay. New member.
What are your reading glasses,
Crypto
Rocco?
Family Level 1.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Okay, guys, let's talk about
Let's put
what.
the pool on there.
Let's talk about what companies. Let's talk about what companies might be in trouble. So the first company I want to talk about is Gemini. Okay, put a 1 in the chat if you have money on Gemini currently. Okay, no one's gonna judge you. I'm just curious, and if you don't feel like answering, that's totally fine. Okay, so I'm gonna share this. So Genesis Trading is a sister company of Digital Currency Group, which owns CoinDesk, which owns, I want to say NYDIG, but I can't be wrong. They're a big company. Genesis had exposure to 3 Arrows Capital. Genesis had exposure to Celsius. They taken licks, man, and they took another $175 million lick of their money that's locked in FTX. Digital Currency Group's market maker and lending subsidiary, Genesis Trading, revealed that its derivatives business has around $175 million worth locked in an FTX account. Guess who uses Genesis for their Earn program? Gemini, right here. Gemini partners with accredited third-party borrowers like Genesis who are vetted through a risk management framework that reviews our partners' collateralization management process. Additionally, on a periodic basis, we conduct analyses of our partners' cash flow, balance sheet, and financial statements. Guys, what have we learned? Don't trust anything you read or hear. Okay? So, Gemini, we're seeing massive, right? Gemini has seen close to 10,000 Bitcoin taken off their exchanges. 10,000 Bitcoin taken off their exchanges in the last 7 days. Okay, I'm not trying to spread FUD. I'm just saying, if there's a jar of 100 jelly beans and one of them will kill you, are you going to dig your hand in there and eat a jelly bean? No, you're not. You're going to just like, screw these jelly beans. I don't want jelly beans. Like Jack Black says, you're not the only one with jelly beans. Next, Matrix.
Just so y'all know, this fool David eats the licorice jelly beans, bro.
I love licorice.
Those are nasty, man.
If you like black licorice, put a 1 in the chat.
Yo,
I will love you.
If you think
I will
black
fly
licorice
you out
is,
to Vegas.
if black licorice is poison, which it is, it rots your teeth,
No.
and it makes you. I think they use it to make what's that liquor that makes you like hallucinate? No, what's that?
Ayahuasca?
Ayahuasca. Put a 2 in the chat if you hate black licorice.
Black licorice
put a 2 in the chat.
is the
devil.
If you get good, like
It's literally devil spit, bro.
black licorice from
2.
Sweden is the bomb. Okay,
Bro.
Well, from somebody they put a barbecue chicken pizza.
barbecue licorice.
Our Sin City account apparently is spamming too.
You're an
It's very
idiot,
interesting.
Robin.
My bad.
Oh, it was you?
I know. There's like literally, if I ask, DK and Brad, my new bros. What's
Hola.
up, guys? DK, Brad, you guys are my
Why
bros.
is there not more 2s in here? Y'all actually like licorice? That is nasty.
Licorice is the bomb, bro.
I like it. No, I like it.
Bomb. Zambuca, that's right, baby. Sambuca Black. That's my drink right there. Okay. Let's move on. Gemini, number 1. Number 2, you might have not heard of this, but they are a massive company. Matrixport reveals FTX exposure. 79 users incurred losses as a result. They had exposure to FTX through its Bitcoin fixed income products. And of course, FTX filed for bankruptcy. Just how big is Matrixport? 5 billion monthly trading volume, $700 million in outstanding loans, $10 billion in assets under management with close to 300 employees. Didn't get a chance to dig into where else Matrixport has their hands in, what exchanges, what companies, what VC firms. You got to remember, guys, this is all contagion and a domino effect, right? One falls, it affects another one. That falls, it affects another one. It's like a never-ending cycle until everything just crashes down and we build back from the bottom. So, anything else you found, Robin?
I found a bunch of new people in the chat. So here we got we got Robert Sam, BK, Jeremy V. We got Mike Mine, Dashing BH, Stephen LaRue. We got Derek Andries, Alexen, Gail K, Alexandra. We got P. Flug, Donald Green, John Floyd. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Also, I want to end the poll. If you want to read the result, we.
Oh yeah, what was the poll?
So it was you trust more, CZ, Justin Sun, or none of the above.
We only had 1% Justin Sun. Who voted for Justin Sun? Who was it?
So I guess Justin Sun is not that popular.
Dude, what he did, what was that company that he just destroyed?
BitTorrent?
No. There was a company he took over and locked everyone's money, and then they came back, locked his money.
Yeah, I forgot.
Hive?
I got
No, not
he got
Hive.
a little battle. Like
Yeah, bro.
DeFi battle.
Yeah,
He's shady too, bro.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, that's all the news I got, unless you got any new tweets. I mean, we're definitely going to take a look at the market here.
Yeah, take a look
And
at the
see what the
market,
market's
and then there's a couple of things I have to
Okay.
pull up as well. So good.
So,
FTX US suspends withdrawals. We all knew that was coming, but it's official now. You cannot withdraw money from FTX US.
Yeah.
So if you have an account with FTX US and you have not pulled your money out, the sad thing is that they had pending. A lot of people were trying to withdraw, and I kept saying pending, and now it is official. Your money is gone.
Guys, breaking news.
you know what sucks, man, is part of the reason I like Ledger Live is because if you had an FTX US account, you can swap and trade within your ledger without moving your coins off. And so I'm curious how that's going to play out if they're going to now partner with someone like Coinbase or Binance. That remains to be seen. But yeah. So let's take a look at what the markets are doing. So we are currently down 2.46%. Market cap coming in at $850 billion. Bitcoin dominance has slipped to under 38%, with 24-hour volume being at $104 billion. Nothing big has happened. Bitcoin's still down 3% over the last 24 hours. ETH holding steady, down only 0.5% over the last day. Obviously, stable coins are going to continue to rise in value. Tether added about $10 billion to their market cap. I know USD coin, I think that's been trending down, but BUSD has been trending up. So will they catch Tether and USD coin? Probably not. BNB coming in at $287, XRP 37 cents, ADA 35 cents. Polygon rounding out the top 10 at $1.03. This one's holding pretty steady, even though it is down 1% over the last 1 hour. Solana, $16.18, and Tron is down 13% over the last 7 days, coming in at 5 pennies. 5 whole pennies. So if we take a look at the biggest winners over the last 24 hours, you have Chili's is up 10%, Uniswap, and then XCN is up 15% over the last 24 hours. Biggest losers, FTT token, goodbye. Huobi token, minus 14%. Nexo, guys, oh, I'm so happy I saw this. Okay. Nexo, if you got money in Nexo, take it out. Nexo is doing the same thing that FTX was doing. Their Nexo token, majority of it is held by their people. It is how they're raising money. I mean, I know they've come out and said we're fine, but guys, remember, Do not trust or believe anything anyone says. If you have money on Nexo, please, for the love of Jesus Christ, take it off. Please take it off. At the very least, put it on a MetaMask or a Trust Wallet. If it's multi-coin, put it on Trust Wallet. They have multiple. And if this thing continues to tank, and a majority of Nexo's balance sheet is the Nexo token, guys, they are next. Please be careful. Please. That's all I got.
I'm not sure if you saw the article. I don't know. I didn't pay attention. The FTX paid $250 million to a party, 2021. Did you see that?
No.
It came out an hour ago from the.
How much? 250 million?
$250 million related to a party in 2021, and apparently it was like a part of a royalty program and they were paying for. So yeah, $250 million for a party.
I do have, and so here was a interesting
it's going to be an
video
FTX.
here.
If there's ever,
this was Kevin O'Leary.
if there's ever a place I could be that I'm not going to get in trouble, it's going to be at FTX. If there's ever
Yeah, that's thing.
I mean, look, Mark Cuban.
Now they received the naming rights money, and now they get to change it again and get another round of money for that arena. Here, take a look.
Real quick, I want to ask my friend HP. Do me a favor. You're good at clipping. Will you clip the part where I said get your money off exchanges on Nexo, and just bank it for me? Thank you very much. Okay. Go ahead.
So here, taking a look here. This is the Alameda Research and FTX Ventures portfolio. So take a look at this here. Let's see here. How do I expand this thing?
Make it bigger. You can't.
All right, there we go. So taking a look, you got DeFi here. You got 1inch, Anchor. You got Reef. So this is all the DeFi. Like when you want to think about Contagion, this is every platform that Alameda Research is invested in. And this might not even be up to date. You got Masari down here. And then here's the NFT and gaming. Really big there as well. Infrastructure. You got Phantom.
Polygon.
Near. You got
Starkware.
Lido,
Oh man, Starkware,
Polygon,
dude. Starkware.
Solana.
Starkware is a ZK rollup for ETH, and they were getting ready to launch a token here soon.
Big partnership with Circle, also Paxos, SEPA Bank. Like, this is not good, man. You know, obviously you got Voyager here. Yeah, man. Anchorage Digital.
Helium.
Yeah, big exposure for Helium. I would be very cautious with Helium. They already have been fighting an uphill battle. Yeah. They also have been they've taken some L's when it comes to moving over to Solana. And they had an exploit as well. Lost some money. And now, how much exposure did you have there? I don't know.
Carrie Chaos said, is staking on the ledger with Lido fairly safe?
At this point, I will stay away from
I don't know. I don't know how that... I don't know.
I won't stake anything. Right?
Yeah, Lido is directly affiliated with Alameda.
Yeah.
I would be very careful with Lido. Very careful.
Okay. Hold on. It might be different. If it's staked on chain and you hold the private keys, you're fine, right? But if you handed your private keys over and it looks like if you're staking on ledger,
sometimes you can sign it over without like typing in keys, you know, just by snapshotting a QR. So you might have exposure, don't even realize it.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, if you have an ounce of doubt, don't risk it. If you have an ounce of doubt, don't risk it.
And then also you have the also here we have U.S. senators commit to advancing the crypto bill.
This is going to come fast, guys.
This is the one that was backed by Sam Bankman-Fried as well, despite the FTX collapse. So very interesting. And so this is the DCCPA bill. We broke this one down in its entirety on one of our shows about 3 weeks ago. This is kind of what started that BitBoy fiasco, because this was the bill, and might have hats off to BitBoy. I mean, a lot of this probably wouldn't have came to light as soon as it did if he hadn't sounded the horn. What do you think?
Yeah, you definitely got to give him props. Look, I know a lot of people don't like Ben. A lot of you, meeting him in person, hanging out with him, he's a good dude. You might not like how outspoken he is. You might not like his confidence. He does have an ego, and he'll tell you. But you give the guy props, man. This guy was blowing the horn on this. And so he's talking about bringing on project after project on his show to talk about what SBF did. I'm tuning in for that, man. I'm tuning in for that, and you guys should too. So, oh, my God, please no, please no, please no, please no. Thought I was getting another hamstring cramp.
Yeah, I guess that's all I got, man. I don't know if you got anything else you want to cover, but
no, man. I'm good.
I just was looking at Fox. There was somebody reporting a big investigation from Gensler and FTX, SBF. So. Yeah, I don't.
Traditional markets. Traditional markets are up. Nasdaq's up 2%.
I guess correlation doesn't go both ways, huh?
Not with this much volatility, honestly.
No.
There's no amount of outside forces that can stop a downward trend or contagion when third largest exchange in the world goes under. And so it doesn't matter if Michael Saylor buys more Bitcoin right now. It's going that direction for a little while until it finds its level of support. Speaking of level of support, where do you think we're going to be at come Monday?
Hold on, bro. Hold on. Animoca reveals limited FTX exposure. Animoca is huge. So, venture firm and software company released key figures of its balance sheet, revealing some exposure to SBF exchange. Our exposure to FTX is limited to a non-material trading balance, and we continue to invest and support the ecosystem. The firm maintains a cash balance of around $214 million and digital assets worth $940 million, with a $3 billion in-off balance sheet digital reserves. So, they say limited, but of course, no one is going to say, yeah, we FTX ruined us or whatever the case may be. So,
yeah. Also, kind of in that same kind of talk, I think all the major companies are coming out. There's been a lot of FUD going out. Now, could be something to it, but a lot of FUD about.
Could you label anything FUD right now?
Yeah, about KuCoin. So, KuCoin CEO addresses rumors surrounding FTX FTT exposure. So they basically explained that they don't have any massive exposure. Their holdings are right here as well, which is pretty. You know what? I was trying to find the tweet today, but there was a tweet where they basically went and showed what these exchanges tokens. So you had Bitfinex, Crypto.com, there was the Hobie Global, and they basically were showing that most of the wallet addresses for those companies or for those tokens were from the exchange. So the same thing we saw with FTX, where they were printing their own token and then leveraging it, there is potential that this is happening on multiple exchanges. David, do you think it's possible? No, I don't want to say. Or do you think that right now other exchanges are doing the exact same thing that FTX was doing? Do you think that people,
all of them? No. Do I think there's more exchanges?
Do you think that one of the other major exchanges, say Bitfinex, say Hobie Global,
my bet would be on KuCoin, bro.
KuCoin, you think so?
I don't know, man.
KuCoin's another giant exchange, dude.
I know, me personally, I have friends that have had issues with taking money off the exchange, and it could have been a one-off event, but it's happened multiple times. And so immediately, right? Immediately, I'm like, yo, man, like I am not doing this. I don't care how many tokens they offer. I have zero money. I had some XRP on KuCoin, zero. Took everything off. So I don't know. And again, not trying to spread FUD. I'm just saying, would you rather be safe or would you rather have a come back on the show and say KuCoin went down, they halted withdrawals, and you're over here saying, oh, no, I had money on there. Just get it out now. Get it out now.
Yeah.
If you order a ledger and you're waiting, put it on Trust Wallet while you wait.
And then chat is, of course, it's filling up right when we're trying to wind down here. But if you guys want, we will go a little longer. We can talk about stuff. You got something?
Why don't you throw it in the throw it in our piece up there, and I'll pull it up right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and then. All right, so we do got a few new people here as well. So if you are new here at Sin City Crypto Chat, say hello so that way I can drop an hola. We have, let's see here. I got Floyd, XRP, Ali, Overcome, Alexandre, Miranda. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. And what do you got, Rocco?
I got a video. I just retweeted. I can go ahead and play it and see what
you say you tweeted it?
Yeah.
From our account?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pull it up right now. I'll pull it up right now.
Oh yeah, my
He's got Rocco's got a desktop ability.
I can play it if you want. I got it ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I can go just
Go ahead.
bring it over and see what it's all about. So let's go.
Yeah. Gary Gensler and Mr. Bankman-Fried, who just resigned from
audio.
FTX, and there's a huge investigation going on about FTX and why it imploded, and did it commingle funds with its with a sister company called Alameda, which is essentially a hedge fund run by, or a family office run by Mr. Bankman-Fried. So this is going to be interesting as we untangle this. There's an MF Global component of this as well, because people have their money in FTX. It's hard to get your money out when you declare bankruptcy, as occurred today. But the sort of show in Washington will, from what I understand, will focus on Gary Gensler and FTX. And here's what we do know. There was a March meeting between Gensler and FTX. And Brad Katsuyama of the IEX exchange, talking essentially about industry issues that occurred in March. That's according to Gary Gensler's public calendar. We don't have his public calendars after June, so we don't know if he met with him again. But essentially, Republicans in the House Financial Services Committee are raising that question. What did Gary Gensler know? What type of relationship did he have with Mr. Bankman-Fried, who is, by the way, a huge Democratic contributor? And if the Republicans retain control of the House, and that's still an if as of right now, there's going to be hearings on this, I understand, and it could get pretty dicey for Mr. Gensler. What's interesting also is some of the connections between FTX and MIT, the place that Gary Gensler worked in the past before he
Audio is done.
Bankman-Fried, who is, by the way, a huge Democratic contributor. And if the Republicans retain control of the House, and that's still an if as of right now, there's going to be hearings on this, I understand, and it could get pretty dicey for Mr. Gensler. What's interesting also is some of the connections between FTX and MIT, the place that Gary Gensler worked in the past before he came to the Securities Exchange Commission, and after he left the Obama administration as its head of its CFTC. He worked as a distinguished professor at MIT. He was part of MIT's crypto lab. And again, Mr. Bankman-Fried has some connections with him. That's his alma mater, MIT. So people are starting to draw all these connections between Gary Gensler and Bankman-Fried. We should point out they could be completely innocent. The SEC said Gensler's meeting with Bankman-Fried was routine. He meets with industry players all the time, and he does do that. But again, the Republicans, if they get control of Congress in the House Financial Services Committee, Patrick McHenry, they're going to look at this and they're going to ask him, okay, how routine was it? We want to know what you knew. And if you're going to do a crackdown on cryptocurrency through enforcement, we want to understand some of your conflicts of interest with various industry players. Cheryl, back to you.
All right, Charlie.
There's some interesting connections between the current SEC chief, Gary Gensler, and Mr.
Pause the video.
Do you think Gary's in trouble, Robin?
If he was doing favors for Sam Bankman-Fried, that ain't good, bro. What do you guys think in the chat? Put a 1 in the chat if you think Gary Gensler's up to no good, or his stupid face emoji, or put a 2 in the chat if you think this is all conspiracy theory. You think this is all conspiracy theory, no merit? Put a 2 in the chat. If you think your boy Gary, he up to no good, Gary no good Gensler, put a 1 in the chat.
I know there was a couple people. I know Donald Green said he's new to the crypto community, but you guys are very informative. That's awesome, man. You know, I know it's probably not a good first impression if you're new to crypto, but I'm telling you, this is, well, I wish I could say the minority, but just, crypto was kind of like when technology came in the early 2000s, there's going to be a shakeout. We're still early.
There's so many ones in the chat.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then there was someone else.
And if you guys want us to go longer, you have to hit the like button. If you guys don't hit the like button, we ain't gonna do this. We will make this a 24-hour show. We will go until Bitcoin hits a new all-time high. We will never end this show.
Never.
If you just hit the like button. How many likes do we have, by the way?
200.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Hit the like button, guys. Do got some new people in the chat, so a little shout out to you real quick while David pulls up another talking point. We have Lift the Banner, Lynn, Trey, J Cobra, TJ, In My Hero, Diasmo, Beat Christ, CG Bayalan, Honda Man, and Ricardo, Gil, Alexander M, Overcome, and Floyd. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. And the Force 123. Good to have you here. So, oh man, this is just a crazy day. I'm, taking a quick peek at the markets here as well. You got Bitcoin at 16,700. If there's any questions you guys have when it comes to either the markets right now or just what's going on in general, drop those in the chat as well. We'd love to discuss what you guys are thinking. Do some Q&A with some of our members as well.
So I pulled this up, and this is it's titled, excuse me, what's next for FTX and its customers after the bankruptcy filing? So this is the arena we keep talking about. It's the Miami Heat arena, by the way. FTX is now putting his trust in new CEO John J. Ray, who brought in years ago to oversee the liquidation of collapsed energy company Enron following its accounting scandal. As it seeks next steps following bankruptcy, the bankruptcy process could take several months, a bankruptcy lawyer said. As exchanges and its affiliates formulate recovery plans, SBF, he destroyed so many people's lives out of pure arrogance, out of pure greed. This doesn't necessarily have to mean that mean the end for the companies or their ability to provide value and funds to the customers chiefly, and can be consistent with other routes. He said, ultimately, I'm optimistic that Mr. Ray and others can help with whatever is best. So this dude comes in, destroys FTX, destroys customers, resigns, and then hands it over to the dude that was overseeing the Enron thing. I don't know, man. If you have money on FTX, I'm sorry. What I would recommend is just mentally prepare yourself that the money's gone, that you're never going to see that money again. And if the money comes back, then great, right? Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. That's the saying. That's exactly what you should do. If you're feeling down, don't be down, man. We've all lost money. We've all been there. You live and you learn. Take it as a learning. What's the word I'm looking for, Robin?
Yeah, learning. Learning point. Here's an interesting article. Look at this. Ready?
Lesson. Take it as a lesson.
So Justin Sun moved $6 million worth of stablecoins from TrueFi, which is a lending protocol through FTX's in Alameda. So right before they filed for bankruptcy, you had, and before they locked everything up, Justin Sun came out and snaked some money out, $6 million. So All of this was in stablecoin. You had USDT, USDC, TUSD, and BUSD, all withdrawn at the last moment. Also, we have the Binance proof of reserves. So basically, you have Binance trying to be a little bit more transparent. Hey, what are we holding? And so, in case you're curious, Binance has 475,000 Bitcoin. Not dollars, not millions of dollars. You have 475,000 Bitcoin. They got pretty much a half a million Bitcoin, which is crazy. Because think about it. There's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin in circulation ever. Right now, we're at 20 millions out, and they're expected to have 5 million of it is lost. So you only have 15 million Bitcoin, if you go by that kind of thought process, out there in the ethos. And Binance has 500,000. That is crazy. They also have they almost have 5 million Ethereum, $17 billion in USDT. And here's an interesting one. They have $21 billion in Binance.
Oh, wow.
Binance, BUSD, excuse me.
Stablecoin.
Yeah. And that's pretty interesting. And then they also have 600 million in USDC, but they only have $58 million in Binance token, the BNB token. So a little, and this is kind of like what FTX looked like, because FTX wasn't keeping all of their FTT tokens reserves on the exchange. They were keeping them on Alameda. And so, that's kind of interesting. Any thoughts here? What you got something else? What you got?
So I found this. This is a let me just read this. This so I can give the credits. This is from Mini Grogu on Twitter. Early draft of what the asset side looks like. 472 million in Robinhood, Ledger Prime. That's what's liquid, right? Semi-liquid, you have all these tokens. Illiquid, you have everything else down here. So illiquid subtotal is 3.2 billion, semi-liquid 5.3 billion, and the completely liquid is the least out of them all. So got about $10 billion and only 900 million of that. So 1% of that, 10% of that is fully liquid. So they got themselves into a crap storm, and so yeah. Guys, that's all we got. If you have, maybe we'll take 2-3 minutes. If you have any questions, throw it out there. Again, the theme of the show has been don't trust what anyone is saying, even if Brian Armstrong, even anyone comes out and says, don't worry, our stuff is backed 1-to-1. We don't lend your stuff out, blah, blah, blah. Do not trust them. Take your money off of exchanges, take your money off of Nexo, take your money off of everything, and custody your own crypto for the time being. If you need help setting up a ledger or a Trezor, I will help you personally, okay? If we have enough people, maybe we'll do a Zoom call. But hop into our Discord. We'll be in there, and if we get enough people that do it, maybe I'll create a separate chat. We'll do a voice. So we'll figure something out. We'll get everyone on the same page, but I'll be damned if any one of our community members, if any one of you watching in let's say 2 weeks, we come out and say Nexo stopped withdrawals, everything is locked. I'll be damned if one of you has any money on there. I don't want to see that happen.
So you think Nexo is the next?
I don't know, man. Maybe.
I'm telling you, man. I'm curious if the likes of Robinhood, I think that's
you
realistic.
see how fast BlockFi went down. BlockFi went down in a day.
And BlockFi's huge,
in a day.
BlockFi is supposed to be like an anchor of hey, they were supposed to be the antithesis of so bad at saying word. They were supposed to be the yin and yang of Celsius. All the things that Celsius did wrong was supposed to be done the right way by BlockFi. And they did not make it. And so, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
All right,
that's all I
nothing
got.
else. All right. Guys, check out our social medias. Follow us on Twitter. Also, if you want to support the channel, become a member, support the channel, become a member. The link is in the description of this video. And again, hop into our community ran Discord. Definitely worth it. And please, please, please be safe. Custody your own coins. We are here to help you. As a community, we will get through this together. Rocco.
Tornado.
Finger Tornado. Friends, family, friends of family, and family of friends. We thank you guys so much for tuning in to Sin City Crypto. We hope you had a great week. Well, all things considered. On behalf of myself, Robin, and Rocco, we love you guys. We will see you back on Monday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, unless something big breaks, which put the notifications on because we will go live with an emergency stream. That'll do it, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.